Do houseplants hold magical properties? Yes, that's what we're going to find out today. Thank you for joining us on the Wildflower Woo Woo Show's episode 36, Alocasia, in our Houseplant Magic series this whole month of February. I'm Michelle Wildflower. I am the host and facilitator for the Women's Empowerment and Spiritual Awakening Retreats. I'm also the host of the Wildflower Woo Woo Show, so thanks for joining us today. And years ago, I actually had a bookstore, metaphysical bookstore in Lyndonville, Vermont, called Books and Beyond. I've also presented many psychic fairs in Vermont. I'm also a tarot reader and dabbling in the metaphysical world for the last 30 years. If it was anything metaphysical, then I was interested in it. And today, what I wanted to talk to you about is the plant Alocasia. So this is what this beautiful plant looks like, and it's sometimes referred to as the African mask plant or Amazonian Alocasia. Sometimes it's called elephant ear. It's actually from Southeast Asia and has been seen many times. You can find it growing on the floor of the Amazon rainforest. And how many of you have tropical plants at home that when you go down to Florida or something like that, your plant at home is, kind of small, and then you go down to Florida and you see a giant tree and you're like, wow, I had no idea that you could grow that big. Have you ever had that happen? I have. I was just down in Florida in December, and some of the plants that I have here in my house were like trees there, and I was like, gosh, I didn't know that you could get so big. How many of you have had that happen? Type me in the comments if you've ever had that happen. So I'm actually a student of accelerated learning, so I might ask you to engage with me and type in the comments, because I believe if you're here, you're trying to learn this information, and we can kind of anchor it in by engaging and typing in the comments and interacting with me a little bit. Does that sound okay? Type yes in the comments if that sounds good with you. Thank you. Okay, so let's just get started. Mythologically speaking, it's been suggested that this tree can reach to the heavens. It's been associated or likened to Jack and the Beanstalk, the children's story, and has been embodying the spirit of adventure and the idea of seizing the unknown throughout time. It symbolizes resilience and an ability to thrive in adversity. And it also symbolizes, like we said, seizing the moment and opportunities when they arise and when they're presented to you, even if they're risky. And so it's like, that's what we were saying, that sense of adventure it's associated with it. Also, persevering in the face of challenges, and its diversity can be a reminder to us of how to be adaptable through the changes in our lives. It's often associated with strength through its vigorous nature, and elephant ear plants throughout time have been considered associated with the element of water, symbolizing intuition, healing, and emotional wellness. Have you heard any of these things before about this amazing plant? It's so wonderful, right, to know that these plants aren't just pretty and their color isn't just healing. So real quick, I'm just going to digress for a second when I get on the subject of green and the healing. So in the mid, kind of like around the 13th, 14th century, there was an herbalist, Hildegard of Bingen, and she actually believed that the green of plants healed us, and she had a special word for it that she used called viridatas, and that meant that that was the green healing of plants. And she believed that through the wise use of plants, taking in that green, literally it was the green that was healing us. And it's really amazing, these alocasia plants, they're so dark green. And like we said, they've often been associated with water, and they also represent personal growth and improving the self. The shape of the leaves, they're kind of like heart-shaped, symbolizes love and empathy. And that dark color also represents abundance and prosperity, so they can help to attract those things to in your life. In African folklore, it is believed that they're connected to our ancestors, possessing mystical qualities, providing the bridge between spiritual and physical realms. So they're an awesome plant for protection to use, like if you were going to be doing a spell or something like that. With their cleansing properties, they're known to clear negativity, providing a sense of harmony, protection, and peace. And Feng Shui believers believe that, Feng Shui practitioners, believe that placing them in the southeast corner of a room will enhance abundance in your finances and success. Warding off negative energy and providing protection in sacred spaces of your home. And it ranks high in plants that are air purifying. So it doesn't just have metaphysical properties, it also has properties that affect us physically. So let's just take one more look at this beautiful plant. I just got this one. I got it like a couple months ago in Lowe's, actually. I had another one that I got that was a stem, and then it just had one leaf on the top, and I was so excited because I actually went there looking for that plant. My daughters have had them in the past, and I've always wanted them. I just think they're so beautiful. And I got one. It was like a stem, and it just had one leaf on it, and I was happy to have it because, I got the plant, and it doesn't matter how many leaves it has. It had one, and then we went back a couple months ago, and this one was there, and I was like, oh, you're coming home with me. And I actually put them together so they could see each other. I thought they might like to see each other. And let's see. So in my bed, when I'm laying in my bed, it's faced like this. And this actually was up like that a little bit more. And it's been kind of like, see how it's going like that? It's been kind of moving like that towards the other plant. So it could be my imagination, but I swear it was up straighter before, and now it seems like it's curving towards that plant. So, there wouldn't be anything shocking about that, right? We know that plants have feelings. And in my book, actually, I wrote about, there was this is my book, Discover the Essence of Plant Medicine, the 5 Principles of Life-Saving Herbs. And I actually talk about a lot of meditation and energy and metaphysical things in my book as well. And one of the things I was talking about, just real quick, is my husband is actually a cannabis grower. And I don't know if you know what cloning is, but so you cut off part of the plant and then you can make like a little baby from it, and like a start, And so my husband had the clones that he had cut here and the mother plant here, and he turned away and maybe got soil or did something over here and turned back, and the mother plant had actually totally wrapped its leaf around one of the baby clone plants, which was I got a picture of it in the book, and it's just crazy and amazing, but it just proves that plants definitely have feelings and perceive things. And, connecting with them can help us in our magical endeavors, or even physically, right? It's like purifying the air. So hopefully, what'd you think? Hopefully you got something out of today's episode. Thank you so much for joining us. And we have a few retreats coming up that I wanted to tell you about today. Oh, I didn't wish you happy Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day. And I didn't get to tell you, we're having a Valentine's Day sale that is actually ending tonight at midnight. So if you were interested in joining one of our retreats, you could book your space now, take the 10% off in savings, and we actually have payment plan options, or you could just put down a deposit and that would reserve your space. So if you couldn't bite off the whole chunk today, you could just put down a deposit and that would still enable you to enjoy that 10% off savings. How does that sound? And we're also planning a psychic summit that I wanted to mention too, that I'm pretty excited about. So in the past, I've hosted psychic fairs, and those were in person. this is going to be a psychic summit that's a virtual one. So I'll be hosting some of spiritual leaders in our community and some of the folks that come to, some of the readers and sound bath healers that come to our retreats. We're going to be having a little interview series with them, and each one will have a little something that can help you in your life in their specialty. So they'll give you like a little, tips and advice from them. And that we are planning probably in March. I'm thinking somewhere around the equinox, but we have a crystal digging retreat that we're planning in April, and my husband's been searching and doing a lot of research, and there's 2 places that we know of in Arkansas that we go dig crystals and we have amazing luck. But my husband actually has been researching and he found a few more. So I want to go to Arkansas before the retreat and go dig. So if we do it around the 21st, I'm not sure if we'll be back from our private crystal digging retreat before we bring everyone to the Rock Hounds Crystal Digging Retreat the weekend of 4/20. That's April 18th through the 22nd. And all meals are included, all lodgings included. You can check on the Facebook event page and see the venue is very beautiful. There's a pool and wicked private with big porches that we can sit on and all compare our crystals. And we also have an astrology retreat that is in the beginning of April 5th through the 8th. And that one we're observing the solar eclipse that won't be happening again for another 20 years. That one's called Venus's Beginnings. And it's an astrology retreat, like I said, based on the solar eclipse. We are right in the path of totality, so we'll have an amazing view of the eclipse. And in that retreat, you'll also get a copy of your astrology chart and a reading, and all of the workshops are going to be about your chart, like what your sun sign means, what your moon sign means, what your rising sign means, how the planet, how the houses come into play. And then we also have another retreat that is in June. That one is a women's retreat. That's the Women's Empowerment and Spiritual Awakening Retreat. That one's actually called The Awakening. It's the last weekend in June. And there's also another one, The Alleviation, which is a restorative retreat. That one's August 9th through the 11th. And that one, there'll be a variety of healing modalities that you'll be able to experience, so that at the end of the retreat, you'll go away feeling wicked restored. And then our last one will be the last weekend in September, and that is another women's retreat. The other one, unless I said they were women's, they're open for everyone. And this one is another women's retreat, so we have 2 planned for this year. That one, like I said, is the last weekend of September, and that one is called The Release. And that one will be releasing what's not serving us anymore, right? Because if we want to get in receiving mode and receive our abundance and align ourselves with our abundance and that which we deserve and which is coming to us, we need to remove those limiting beliefs and release what's not serving us anymore so we can make room for what's coming in, right? So that's what we're going to be doing at that retreat. And like I said, you can go to naturesmysteries.com to enjoy that 10% off savings that's over tonight at midnight. Also, a little side note, all of the CBD products on the website are also on sale for 10% off. So if your sweetie or something like that has any pain, insomnia, or anxiety, you could always get them a CBD product to help alleviate that. Okay, so if you would like more information about our Psychic Summit that will be coming up in March, probably around the 3rd week, you can either direct message me or drop your email in the comments, and we will add you to our email list and send you information about the Psychic Summit. We also are working on something very big that I'm not going to give away yet, but I probably will at the Psychic Summit. And it's a lot of planning. It's very exciting. And if you love this show, then I know that you'll love this too. So keep your eyes out. We have something big coming. So we'll hope to share that with you at the Psychic Summit. And thank you for joining us today on episode 36 of the Wildflower Woo Woo Show, where we learned all about Alocasia, Amazonian Alocasia, elephant ear, African mask. This plant has many names. I personally just like Alocasia. Sometimes I call her Allie. So thank you again for coming, and we'll keep exploring the metaphysical properties of our houseplants for this whole month, okay? Thanks for opening the door to your spirituality. Take care.